What's poppin', my kings, queens, and my Billie Jeans? It's your girl. Back in the living room for this episode. I'm really digging the vibe of the living room. I have like so many windows. It's so big. It's so bright. All of my plants are in here, even though you can only see my fig tree. Nope, not a. Yeah, it's a fig. It's a Benjamin fig actually, and that's why her name is Benj, after my best friend. But all my other plants are over there, so the dog doesn't eat them, and my birds are over there, and it's just a lovely space. And I think they're gonna take a nap. So, yay! So I said a line in last week's episode that we really need to talk about. My soul really wants to talk about. And a lot of people don't realize that we do this, but we do. We teach people how to treat us. Ooh, my soul's on fire with this one. Because it's not always on purpose, but through what we allow and what we tolerate and what we stay silent about. That's how we teach people. People learn our boundaries through repetition. So every time we fucking let something slide, every time that, it didn't sit right and we didn't say anything, every time we fucking said yes when we really meant no. Oh, that one for me. I'm so bad at that. Every time we tolerated something that chipped away at our peace, at our self-respect, we are teaching people what they can get away with. Fucking insane. Because most of us were never taught to have boundaries, because I know I fucking wasn't. I wasn't taught boundaries growing up. I'm slowly learning them now in my fucking late 30s. And it's wild. It's wild because, like, the little girl in me is having a really hard time with this because also, as a Libra, I don't like confrontation. I'm that people pleaser, which I'm trying to get out of. And I know I said I thought the birds were going to nap, but every time I play back the video and they hear themselves, they lose their minds again. And I know that we all got stories of times where we actually have shown people how to treat us. We all got stories. I know every time that I ended up going to an after party or someplace I didn't want to go, I was teaching people that eventually I will. And that my no is bendable. And I know that many of y'all have found yourselves in the same situations. And it's not talked about enough. It's not fucking talked about enough that we do these things unintentionally. So that's why we're tipping the scales with this one. Just think about it. Because like now it's running through my mind. Every fucking time I've taught somebody how to treat me. But also in doing that, I have learned how to teach people to treat me. And the best example I have of this is when my husband and I first got together 16 years ago. I had just come out of a really bad relationship, one that I didn't see was abusive and toxic and all of that at the time. Uh, there's a lot of dynamic behind that, and I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it, but not right now. But the point is, after that relationship, and when my husband and I started dating, the first things that I told him was, I am my own person. I will do what I want to, talk to who I want to, wear what I want to, go where I want to, do whatever I want to. And me and my daughter are a package deal. It's not me you're with, it's us. And I taught him from day one how to treat me. So it's weird. It's weird. We unconsciously teach people how to treat us, but we also consciously teach people how to treat us by what we allow and what we don't allow. And swinging back to that bendable no, I'm throwing this one at my mamas out there and my dads out there and my guardians out there. Anybody who's taking care of children. If you don't stand firm in your no, you are teaching them that eventually you will say yes. And I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but think about it. Think about all them times that eventually, after so much, your no was bendable and you gave in. Because I know my son will sit there and sit there and sit there, and I got to tell him, boy, you can do that all you want, but it ain't going to change my mind. No means no. A lot of us were conditioned at a young age on how we teach people how to treat us. Did that come out right? Like, we're all taught at a young age, be nice, don't be rude, share. Sharing is caring. I fucking hate that. I hate sharing is caring. Let's rant about that for a second. Because, I don't got to share shit. I don't got to share shit. My kids ain't got to share shit at the park. If you take your kids to the park and they didn't bring anything to play with, don't expect me to be like, sharing is caring. If my kids brought their special toys, especially, and they don't want to share them. We're taught sharing is caring. You don't have to share. Don't make people uncomfortable. Don't fucking rock the boat. Don't speak up and be rude if it's going to cause whatever. Fuck your feelings. It's one of my mantras. Fuck your feelings. We're taught these things. And then in turn, we teach people how to treat us with these things. Because let's face it, there really isn't any boundaries. Be nice. There goes my boundaries. Just to be fucking nice, right? Boundaries make people unfucking comfortable. Especially when the people benefited from you not having them. Learn that one. I learned that one when I started standing firm in my nose. People don't like that. Especially when you were useful. And the interesting thing is, the moment you start changing your boundaries, people notice. Suddenly, the things you used to tolerate, you don't. The things you used to kind of laugh off, you speak on now. Like, remember how I said that it's okay to be a bitch? It's okay to be a bitch because you will be, or at least you'll seem to be. Um, and folks will say you've changed. And, well, you have. You are. We are. We're supposed to fucking change. We're not supposed to say, we're not supposed to stay the same. We all know, somebody who's the same, who been the same. Like that dude from high school that's pushing 40 that still will be acting like he never left the 11th grade. Or the girl with the same fucking miserable mean girl attitude, still having it to this day and can't seem to figure out why the fuck her life is miserable. We know folks with like the same viewpoints that have never fucking changed. When you start standing firm in your boundaries and relearning people, reteaching, relearning people how to treat you, you're going to seem like a bitch. And they're going to say that you've changed because you're not the same anymore. You're giving them a different expectation. What they expect of you is changing. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It sucks at first, though. Like, it sucks at first because you really feel like the bad guy. You really feel like the bad guy. And that's another thing. It's okay to be the bad guy. It's okay to be the villain in somebody's story. I had to learn that one. I had this girl. Who I was friends with at the time. Stay with me. I helped her out of a situation. And then she left. And then I quickly realized and understood the kind of person she was. And if you know somebody who is always the victim in their stories, everything that happens is never their fault, use caution with them folks. Use caution with them folks. Anyway, she came back around again and I had to fucking like, this girl had my anxiety so bad, so high through the roof. I went to the fucking hospital with chest pains. Right? And then I had to be the villain and the bitch and tell her that she had to go. So I'm sure in her Fantasyland story somewhere, I was the worst fucking person in the world. I'm sure of it. And I had to be okay with that. I had to be okay with the fact that I am the bad guy in somebody's story for doing what was right for me. And that is okay. Because she was absolutely fucking delulu. Like, I'm the villain in her story, but she is the in mine. But for real, you're going to have to be okay with that when you relearn and reteach people how to treat you. When you treat yourself better and you do stand firm in your boundaries and in your nose, and when you're okay with being the villain in other people's stories, because you know you did the right thing for you. Even if at first you don't think you did, even if at first you think you were harsh, or you could have been kinder, or you could have X, Y, and Z. All coulda, shoulda, wouldas. In that moment, you did what was best for you. And when you do those things, you start respecting yourself more. And when you start respecting yourself more, you almost automatically teach people how to treat you, because they know right from the get-go and right from the jump what kind of person you are. They'll know from the jump, because you're speaking up sooner. You're protecting your time. You're saying no without explaining yourself. That's something I'm still working on, because I don't need to explain myself. But I know personally I like clarity. So, and leaving environments that drain you, because sis, I am the first to fucking go. I am the first to go if the vibe is off. I have left jobs because the vibe is off. Straight up, I will not stay at a job where I feel any type of way. Those things alone not only just help build like your confidence and your self-confidence, but it also builds your self-respect, because you respect and love yourself enough to trust yourself and to know, I'm not okay with this. I don't want this. This isn't right. And I want to touch on the respect thing. My soul is just on fire today. Because like I hear a lot, my boss doesn't respect me. This person doesn't respect me. And the big one, my partner doesn't respect me. Sometimes the real question is, are you and how do you respect yourself? Because if you can't keep your word to yourself, if you break promises to yourself, oh, I'll do this, but you never do. I'll do that, but I never do. If you constantly put yourself last, you'll jump at everybody else's needs, everybody else's emergencies. You're constantly pouring from nothing. You're flexing your boundaries. You're giving in when the pressure's, too much. How do you expect somebody else to treat you with respect when you can't even show up and show it for yourself? Your word to yourself should be fucking gold. The way you treat yourself quietly. Every time you shrink, every time there's too much pressure, every time you let something slide, Every time you give in, every time you stay late, every time you show up early, every time you go above and beyond, every time you clean up after somebody, everything, everything you do quietly teaches everyone else how to treat you loudly. Sit with that one. Whew. Sit with that one. All of that just to say that respect is something we model. The way you love and respect yourself becomes the blueprint for everyone else. I heard this once and I really liked it. Treat yourself like a priority, not a second option. Because, like I said, the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself, and nobody's got you like you got you, right? I think that's all my soul has to say today. I hope this one made you think. I hope it helped you understand why folks might treat you a certain way. I hope this inspires you to leave, to say no, to speak up, to be a bitch. And if you needed permission to be the bad guy in somebody else's story, be the bad guy. Be the misunderstood, spicy Disney villain that you want to be. Step into your ego. I'm going to say it because folks be chirping all the time about ego death and don't be egotistical and lose the ego and blah, 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 blah. I promise you, she's your best friend, protector, and go-getter. Once I stopped the ego death thing and started doing some shadow work and incorporating my ego, she's a sassy bitch. And sometimes I need that. So, anyway, lean into your ego for support. Yeah, we're going to end it there because I could probably go on and on and on. And I hope this inspires you to treat yourself better. Peace, love, and loves. I'll see you on the next one.